It is the last day of the year, and I plan on spending it doing what I love doing most, and that's kayak fishing. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this fall and winter season, we've had some really warm temperatures, and I've really struggled to find a consistent bite. However, we got some cold weather heading this way, and I'm thinking prefrontal conditions is gonna change my luck. I'm gonna meet up with my good buddy Carlos Torres. If you don't know Carlos Torres, go follow him on Instagram at Lone Star Kayak Fishing. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. We're gonna hit up a lake in Northeast Texas that neither one of us has ever gone before. And we're hoping for some end of the year fireworks. My name is Armando Sola and I love kayak fishing. I'm always trying to learn and try to be a better angler. Follow my journey as I fish with some of the most talented kayak anglers in the nation and see what it takes to improve my game.
Hello.
Rise and shine, buddy.
What's up, Armando?
You ready to hit the water?
Man, I'm ready. I just put the boat in and I'm waiting on you.
Oh man, you got a leg up on me. All right, we're gonna slay him?
We're going to, man. Just don't let me get too far ahead of you.
I won't. See you at the boat ramp.
All right, man.
All right. At the boat ramp, my day did not start the way that I was hoping. I had a dead battery on my truck, but with the help of Carlos and a couple of good Samaritans, we quickly got that sorted out and headed to the water.
Jada, boss. Thank you so much. Yeah. Let me get some. This thing is so sweet.
Once on the water, things took a turn even for the worst. On his very first cast, Carlos' rod just completely snaps. Now it's my turn to come to the Carlos rescue.
Nah, my rod broke when I casted.
What?
Yeah.
You kidding?
No. It's okay. It's got a lot of tips.
Yeah, I love it. That's usually my top water
Yeah.
rod.
Once we got back on track, we found some offshore piles that were holding a lot of bait fish. So we decided to try our luck with our crankbaits, but unfortunately, that didn't pay off. With high winds picking up, we decided to call an audible and instead focus on flipping into reeds. But unfortunately, that was another swing and miss. Didn't take very long to decide, you know what, let's just change our approach once again. And that's when the fun started. Some people call this a bladed jig, chatterbait, vibrating jig. Honestly, man, I just call it the cheap code.
Oh my God. Woo. I got wrapped around.
My biggest bass for the day almost didn't happen. But once again, what can I say? Carlos comes to my rescue.
No, I caught him some line. I'm hoping he gets out of him by himself, but he's really snagged in there. How did that line go? Oh, you got it? Woo! Woo! Man!
Teamwork makes the dream work, buddy.
Man! Carlos coming in clutch. Oh, man.
Oh, that was fun. There it is. It came back. God, it's another thing. Armando. It's another big one, man. He hit it and came back.
Once we got into thicker vegetation, I switched my lures into something a little bit more streamlined that could withstand the abuse of fishing through heavy cover, but at the same time won't be as prone to getting snagged.
Ooh, it's a nice one too. Oh! Oh, wow! Whoa! Ho, ho. Ooh! Yeah, it is a good one.
Texas rigging your soft plastic is a great way to avoid getting snagged. Downside to that though is you're probably gonna get a lot more missed bites. So make sure you give a little bit more enthusiasm when you set that hook.
There has to be a fish right here in this stuff. Gotta get him out. Told you. I mean, if I didn't call that shot, I don't know what was, man. If I didn't call that shot, I don't know what is calling a shot. And you see all this stuff. This is what you got to get him out of. I mean, he gets you around that, and you're toast. Think we found him. Yeah.
It's a big one, Carlo. Oh my God, it's a big one. Woo! Damn!
After a long day of catching fish, we decided, you know what? We're just gonna let the wind drift us back to the boat ramp, fish our way out, and reminisce about the amazing day that we just had.
Well, Carlos, I think you and I agree that we earned this today.
We earned it. We definitely did.
What do you like most about the day?
One of the coolest things I thought about today was just the crappie pile, honestly. I mean, I can't get that out of my mind. I graphed a big school of crappie, and we came back on the way back, and there was two guys out there catching them, and I thought it was cool to see what my graph had on it, and then to see those guys sitting there. But other than that, I mean, the million bass we caught, man.
Have you ever had a day like today?
Yeah, last fall I had a day very similar to this on a big water lake, and it was incredible. I was in a bass boat, and we moved. I mean, we made a lot of runs. So would I have had that day in a kayak? Probably not. So on a kayak, this by far, numbers wise, was probably one of my greatest trips ever. It was a great trip.
How many think we caught between you and me and Jeff? How many? At least it had to be 50.
At least, and that's not even exaggerating.
You've
I mean,
caught. I mean, I'm sure you caught at least 25.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, I think that's kind of where I ended up at. Was around 20 to 25 for sure. I know at least 20.
Yeah.
At least 20.
Biggest one?
A little over 4 pounds, 18, and I think it was 3/4 inches.
Mine. What was it? 18 incher, I think, or 17 and a half incher, and didn't weigh it. I never got into weighing the fish. I always thought like, I'd just rather measure it. Maybe because I'm a kayak angler at heart.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I love about fishing is at the end, what did I learn? Like, to me, that's the worst day in fishing, when you, regardless if you caught anything or not, that you don't learn anything. I learned a couple of things today, but I want you to tell me before I tell you, what did you learn today about being on the water?
Man, that's a good question, because I caught them. I caught them two different ways, and ways that I know I can catch them doing. But one thing that I learned today was fishing those dead lily pad stalks. I've done that before,
Yes.
but on an entirely different lake. And what I learned is that no matter what lake you are, you're in, because these lakes are hours and hours apart from one another.
Yeah.
That pattern was still a pattern, and I thought that was kind of neat about today. Was catching them a way that I've caught them, but back in the spring I caught them like that before the lily pads grew, and I thought that was cool. That's something that I learned today. Replicating that same bite from another lake on an entirely different lake, I thought was pretty cool.
I've always thought, and learned, and I'm not saying whoever said that is wrong, or whoever thinks that way is wrong, but if you see at winter, late fall, if you see dying grass, stay away from it. And today I learned that's not the case. Those lily pad stems, those dead lily pads, are amazing. Are amazing, especially when they're targeting shad.
Yeah.
They use that as an ambush, and boy, oh boy, do they feed on them. Especially when you get them feeding on shad. That's the one thing that I think I take from today that I'll keep doing, especially during this season. Just because it's winter, fall, and grass is dying, it doesn't mean it's still not a good place to cast. It's not always going to be like that. But
So
I mean,
true.
the day we had today, I would have never expected it.
Yeah. Well, so the first fish, when I come around that corner and Jeff said he caught one, he said, cast in there. First cast, I mean, I catch a fish, he comes off, I throw back, and then the biggest fish of the day hit that bait, and then he missed it, so I just dropped my rod tip immediately, sucked it in. And right then, I guess in my mind, I looked up and looked at what I was fishing, and the first thing I saw was all those stems sticking up. And I immediately told Jeff, I said, I've caught them like this before. We've got to fish it, man. We've got to, because I promise you, they're probably going to be in here.
And they were.
Man, they were loaded. I'm wore out, man. I'm wore out.
The best day of 2021, fishing-wise, was today, December 31st, 2021.
Last day of the year, and we went out with a bang.
Bang. 20.
A fitting finale for another great year on the water. Thank you for watching. Until next time, tight lines.